Thor lives on a cloud, and on this cloud, he lives with his hammer. And Thor and his hammer, they like to bang and smash, and they are best friends because they are meant for each other. And the hammer likes the way that the Thor swings them around, brings him the feeling of being alive. And Thor likes swinging that hammer because it makes him also feel so good. And they are swinging around. Thor throws his hammer, and his hammer hits another cloud. And this cloud has a man with a bigger hammer. And the man with the bigger hammer throws his bigger hammer at Thor. And Thor, he falls out of the cloud with his hammer. And when Thor lands, he wakes up in a land where he is lost. Where Thor and his hammer are from, they are considered royalty. So when they are in this new land, they have to find a way to be royal. And they find a few small children and ask them, "Children, how does one acquire fame and royalty?" And the children reply,
"We look at these phones and people do funny little stuff, and it's really funny, especially because it's so simple and really short little videos, and
"Child, stop talking. What kind of things do we have to do in these videos?" The child looks at Thor, a little displeased by him shutting him up.
Well, they could do dances, or there's other things too, obviously.
Hammer tells Thor, "This is what we must do in order to restore our royalty." But he sounds a little bit more like,
"All right, Thor, we gotta do the thing that they said."
And then Thor and Hammer, they steal the children's phone, and they walk away feeling real strong. So Thor and Hammer, they start making videos together. And what they start doing is they start doing their little swinging around trick. They're swinging around, and they catch it all on video, and they post it, and nobody watches it because everyone's already doing that. Everyone's got hammers and everyone's swinging them. So they gotta think of something original. Thor thinks they gotta do dances, and the Hammer, that tricky jokester, he just wants to pull pranks. And Thor tells Hammer that's very unroyalty thing to do. And Hammer says he's had it with Thor and his judgy ways, and they split up. Thor is doing his dance stuff, and the Hammer, he's pranking all the people in the town and in other places too, and he gets a lot of views because of how far he takes his pranks. So while Thor is homeless, we're looking at videos of Hammer doing his pranks. And Hammer, he signed some big fancy contract with some big fancy company, but he's too busy slaying chicks left and right, swinging them around, and he does not realize that in the contract, he is not allowed to do things considered offensive because he's too busy making that money rain. So one day, Thor he goes out and starts collecting some flowers to sell at the corner of some busy streets. And Hammer sees him, and Hammer comes and he starts smashing all of Thor's flowers. And Thor gets all upset and he goes down on his knees and he just screams to the clouds above and says, "Why?" And Hammer just starts laughing in that moment. As he's been recording this whole situation happen, a fancy car comes by and tells Hammer that he's breached his contract, so now he's gonna be homeless. Hammer looks into Thor's eyes. Thor looks into Hammer's eyes. And Thor, he reaches out his hand. And they do what they do best. And they scream out for royalty. And Thor starts swinging around that hammer. And Thor and his hammer, they come up on top. And there's a big video on it. And they don't want it to be published because they don't need other people's thinking that they're royal when they already know they are. And that is the story of Thor and his hammer.